Hi, I'm Emily Williams, the founder of the top success and personal development company for driven women called I Heart My Life. I grew my company from $442 to seven figures in my first 18 months. And since then, it's become a movement for women who know they're meant for something big and refuse to settle. At I Heart My Life, we operate with the belief that anything is possible and no dream is too big. We're all about combining business strategy, deep mindset work, high performance practices, money tips, and a whole lot of lifestyle to help you get the results you deserve in all areas of life. Because after all, we only get this one shot. This is your one-stop shop for all things inspiration. So grab your favorite drink and a pen and a notebook and get ready to be inspired. Oh, and if you're not a member of our community, go to iheartmylife.com/join and receive all of our emails and announcements. And while you're at it, copy and paste this episode link and share it with 3 friends. Now, on to the episode. Hey, it's Emily Williams, the founder of I Heart My Life and your host of the I Heart My Life show. This is episode 226, How to Approach Opportunities to Get the Most Success. So today I'm taking you behind the scenes of the way I make decisions, and I really want to support you in essentially getting out of your own way. So a lot of us think that there are other things outside of our control that are holding us back or stopping us from going to the next level. But I truly believe that a lot of our problems stem from ourselves. Now, I know that may be something you don't exactly want to hear, but this episode is all about me speaking the real truth based on my 7 years of experience working with incredible, driven women and seeing them day after day get in their own way. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in and have a dose of some real truth with love. This episode is sponsored by the I Heart My Life signature course. This course is a long time in the making. It's based on my incredible book called I Heart My Life. It's literally some of those chapters broken down into a self-study course that provides you with everything you need to uncover what your purpose is and move full speed ahead towards taking action and making your big dreams a reality. We cover mindset, money mindset, goal setting, success tips, how to develop your own support system, everything you need to go from A to Z in terms of creating a life that you love. So if you go to iheartmylifecourse.com, you'll learn more and you'll be able to sign up right away today and be able to start moving forward towards that big vision, that thing that you know you're meant for. And remember, you are worth it. You deserve to live a life that you love. So go ahead and check it out now. All right, let's get into it. This is a really exciting episode. I've been percolating over this for the past few days, and I'm really pumped to finally be recording it. So this is a juicy topic, and as my husband normally sort of observes in me, I get very fired up when people aren't moving forward with their dreams. So much so that he says I can be a little bit harsh. So I'm going to give it to you straight, but I'm going to do it with love. At least that's my hope. So just know the intention is there. I'm sending you love and I want to support you in transforming. And so I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm going to tell it like it is. There's going to be a bit of tough love in there because I really feel that the majority of the people listening, you know what? You have enough friends. You have enough people in your life who will go along with whatever you're doing, never speak up. They want to appease you. They want to support you. They want to facilitate the way in which you're doing life. And sometimes we have to be honest with ourselves in that that's actually not helping us reach our goals. So I always say to my clients, I'm not a paid friend here. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm your coach. And so one of the reasons I know you're listening to this podcast is because you want to transform. You want to reach new levels of success. You want to achieve more happiness. And so today we're going to talk about all of the above. And essentially what it comes down to on today's episode is really uncovering if you're blocking yourself from your dreams. And a lot of us like to think that we're doing everything we possibly can to get to the next level or achieve more success or make more money or be happier. But most of the time there's something that we can't see because we're so close to it. And what's really exciting is that sometimes it's just like, it's about turning the dial, just shifting things a little bit. And that makes a huge difference. So it's not necessarily even some radical transformation, which is the good news. So today we're going to talk about some of the tips and tricks that you can apply to your own life to see some big transformation. Okay, so let me talk about where this even stems from. We have been hosting some incredible VIP days all around the world. We've been supporting people in person and achieving next level results in their life and their business. And one of the things I recently did was I sent out an email about an opportunity to work with us in California. And if you're listening and that's something you want to do, it's scheduled for August 26th in Santa Barbara. You can reach out to us at info@iheartmylife.com and get more information. So I sent out this email sharing the information about this opportunity, and I got tons of responses. I can't even tell you how many responses. And I was blown away by all the emails that were coming in. It was basically an email asking people to respond if they wanted to be a part of this opportunity. But I was also blown away by the amount of excuses that I saw, reasons why people couldn't take part in this incredible experience. Now, let me give you some insight into how I operate. So when I am met with an amazing opportunity, I check in with myself and I ask myself if it's in alignment and if it's exciting to me. So those are really the first questions. Is it in alignment with the vision? Is this going to help me get to the next level? For example, working with a coach or attending a retreat or whatever it may be, going to a conference. Is this going to help me get to the next level? Is this going to contribute to the vision? And am I excited about it? Those are the first questions that I check in on. Those are the first things that I do to check in. I ask myself those questions and I tune in with how it feels. How would it feel to actually be at the event? Does it stand out to me? Are the speakers exciting to me? Do I want to work with those coaches? All of those questions are really important because the desire has to be there. The next thing I do is I look at what it would take to get to the event, right? So is there some sort of logistics involved where I'd have to book a flight or stay in a hotel or take time off work? But I only evaluate that stuff after I feel into the desire and I get clear as to whether it's a yes for me. And honestly, saying that yes to yourself is the most important part of the whole decision-making process. Logistics can always be figured out. I can't tell you how many times I've moved things around for the stuff that is really important to me. And so as I was getting these responses in my inbox, it was things like, oh, I have to travel. Oh, my mom's coming to visit that weekend. Oh, I've got to clean out the house that weekend. Like literally tons and tons and tons of excuses. And I totally understand where people are coming from. It's summer, it's busy. A lot of us are finally able to travel for the first time. You have plans. Maybe this is a last minute sort of an opportunity. It doesn't fit in your schedule. But at the same time, don't tell me that you're excited for something or that you really want to do it. Because if you did want to do it, there would not be an excuse in the world that would keep you from the opportunity. And that's really how I view all the decisions that I make. If I want to do something, then I do it. And so what I consciously did was I stopped making excuses. Let me give you a really tangible example here. So maybe you told yourself that this past weekend, you were going to clean the house, right? And then come Sunday night, you realize you never did it. And you tell your spouse, you know what? I didn't have time to clean the house. We'll do it next weekend. Okay. We've all said those words. Don't lie. You've said those words. But the reality is you didn't want to clean the house. You didn't make the time to clean the house. You could have. So say what you mean and mean what you say. That's one of the most simple things that I can share with you today on this episode that will really support you in getting traction in your life, business, or career, or in your relationships. Really be honest and really deliberate with your word choice. So in that instance, on the Sunday night when you didn't clean the house, be honest and open with yourself. You didn't want to clean the house. Okay, great. I'll do it next weekend. Because the truth is, you're blaming it on time. You're blaming it on not having the energy. You're blaming it on not having the money. You're blaming it on not having the time carved out in your schedule. Okay. And so you need to take ownership of all the reasons why you aren't going to move forward with this. And so don't tell me that you want to do something unless you actually want to do it, unless it's a true desire. I see money being made the excuse time and time again for driven people. So let me give you another example. As I was seeing these emails come in, the first question that people asked me was, how much does it cost? Right? That's the first thing. And what I encourage people to do as they're making a decision, really for any opportunity, is think to yourself, do I desire this? Do I want it? Is it in service to the vision? Is it going to contribute to my life? Is it a desire? Does it make me feel good when I think about doing it? And if that's the case, if it's a yes, then again, you will find the money. The how will work itself out. So that's always my starting point is, what is the desire? How does it make me feel? Is it in service to the vision? And if that's all yes, and I really want to do it and I want to make it happen, then I make it happen, whether that's financially, whether it's moving my schedule around. So I don't go to the place of, oh no, logistics or oh no, finances until I'm crystal clear on whether this is a yes for me. And I believe that that's a step most people are missing. And then I don't go into blame. If I don't want to do it, then I don't do it. I don't say I'd love to, but I can't afford it. I don't blame it on my schedule. I don't blame it on my husband. I don't blame it on my parents coming to visit. I take full ownership for the decisions that I've made. And I don't go into the woe is me sort of a mentality, right? Because what happens when we do that is we're actually training ourselves to never take ownership. And we're actually giving away our power in our own life. So think about it. If you were presented with an opportunity, I'll just give you this example that we started with, the VIP day opportunity to literally be coached by myself and James for a full day in a beautiful 5-star location where we literally review your entire business and life. We support you in uncovering where your blind spots are. We show you where you're leaving money on the table. You leave with a plan. You leave completely transformed and up-leveled. How would you feel? Would that be a yes for you? Would that be something you'd like to participate in? And I know many of you are shaking your head yes. Maybe those of you who don't desire that, it's totally okay, by the way. You're like, no, that doesn't feel good to me. So think about your own scenario in your mind, something that would feel good to you. Okay? But for those of you who have been a full yes, as I was saying all of those things, allow yourself to actually go there. Allow yourself to envision what it would look like to say, you know what? I want to make this happen. I really don't care what the cost is because I know I'm a full yes and I trust that. I trust my intuition. I trust my desires. So where do I sign up? Imagine how many doors would open for you if that was your mentality, if that's how you did life. Think about all the opportunities that you've let pass you by because of money, because of time, because of your schedule. And think about all the excuses or all the things that you blamed your no's on throughout the process. That's giving away your power. I'd much rather you say, you know what, Emily, that doesn't sound exciting to me, but let me know if you ever create something else, than to tell me you want to do it, but then follow it up with an excuse. If you really wanted to do it, you would find a way to make it happen. But the truth is, most people aren't even giving their true yes a chance. Most people feel a little bit of an urge and then they're like, oh no, it's not safe. That will require spending money. That will require me changing. That will require me being vulnerable. I don't know what would happen in a room with Emily and James, right? All these things come up. So you have to ask yourself, if you felt a true yes when an opportunity was presented to you, and then in the next breath, you made an excuse. What was actually happening behind the scenes? What was happening beneath the surface, so to speak? What doubts, fears, insecurities were coming up that you're masking by blaming your schedule or money? Once again, I stopped using excuses. I realized that for a while I was doing the same thing. Let me give you another tangible example. We have friends who have an incredible sort of birthday coming up, birthday experience that they were planning later on this year. And it would be awesome to be there with them. But around that same time, we desired to move to Austin. We decided that we're going to move ahead of our house being ready because we really want to start our life there. And so I was all set to type up a reason to them and send them a text that basically said, you know what, we can't go. We're going to be moving. And I realized I was blaming moving. The truth was I didn't actually desire to go. Not because I don't love them and not because it wouldn't be awesome, but my true desire is to move to Austin and put down roots. That's more important to me right now than taking a trip. And so I said to them, it's not aligned for me right now to go on this trip. And that doesn't mean that we don't love you. That doesn't mean that I'm not sending so much joy and happiness and supporting you virtually. That doesn't mean that I don't want to figure something else out. But it means that right now it's more important to me to move to Austin and to figure out that part of my life. So just be honest about what it is that you do and you don't want. And the truth is when we do that in everyday scenarios in our life, it becomes much easier to do it in the bigger instances. So just practice it. If you didn't clean the house this weekend and yet you said you were going to, be honest. I chose not to take the time to do this. Don't blame the kids. Don't blame your busy schedule. How often, as you're thinking about moving forward with something in your business, are you blaming the kids? Are you using the kids as an excuse? Oh no, too busy with the kids. We were homeschooling last year. Now I need a bit of a breather. They're back to school, but I still don't have time for my business. Too busy. Oh, don't have the money. The kids need new school clothes. Is that really the truth? Or is there something else going on beneath the surface where if you spend the money investing in your business, investing in your career, investing in your personal growth, that means you're going to have to change and that freaks you out? Let's call it like it is. The more you are honest with yourself, the more you're going to be able to transform. And I know that it's scary and I know that it can be messy, right? Robin Sharma, he says, all change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and beautiful at the end. That's how it's meant to be. And you are stronger than you think. And the really cool thing is, I always come back to this on so many episodes here on this show. If you feel the desire, that means you are energetically aligned with the thing. That means you are capable of achieving the thing. That means you are capable of bringing in the money. You are capable of carving out the time. One of the most exciting things that's happening for us in our company right now, as we're in the midst of a big transition, is I'm actually launching this intimate, high-level mastermind experience for 2022. And one of the incredible people who have already signed up is somebody who has 3 kids. And she could give you every excuse in the world as to why she can't be a part of this opportunity. It includes 3 retreats all around the world. We don't even know if all the doors are going to be open and that she's going to be able to travel. But she said yes. And when I think about her, I remember that there's no excuse in the book that can keep you from your dreams. There's no excuse in the book that can keep you from living your best life. Excuses are all man-made. It's all our mind trying to keep us stuck. So ask yourself, are you blocking yourself from your dreams? And the easiest thing to do, as I've mentioned, is that you start to pay attention to all the excuses that you're feeding yourself, all the reasons why you can't do it. And instead of going to that place, when you feel that there's an opportunity or a chance for you to do something different or even a trip to take, right? How often are we quick to dismiss those opportunities? Instead, I want you to bask in the glory of the opportunity and ask yourself, if I entertain this even for 5 minutes and I think about what it would be like to do this, how would it feel? What would transform for me? What would my life look like? What would change? And when you do that, you get closer to achieving the thing instead of dismissing it and not even giving yourself a chance. How often are we playing small? How often are we cutting off an opportunity before we even got it started, before we even got to tiptoe into it to see how it would feel, before we even gave ourselves the chance? We have no idea what we are capable of. In my book, I talk about this incredible athlete called Ross Edgley. So if you don't have my book yet, go get it. It's called I Heart My Life. It's amazing. And in that sort of part of the book, this athlete that I describe, he basically swam all around the UK. I don't remember all the details, but he swam for many, many months. And one of the things he talks about is just the fact that we have so much potential that we're not actually using as humans. And that's what I see going on with so many women in our community. There's so much potential. And yet every single day we're making excuses. Every single day we're putting our dreams on the back burner. Every single day there's so many more reasons why we can't do it, and we choose not to focus on the reasons why we can. What would happen if you shifted your perspective into all the reasons why you can do it? What would happen if you decided to go for an opportunity, even if it meant clearing your schedule, even if it meant booking a plane ticket, even if it meant rearranging something that was previously important to you? You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to show up for yourself and your dreams 100%. And in fact, that's the only way you're going to get any traction. If you keep making excuses, if you keep saying things like, I'd love to, but if you keep saying you don't have enough time, you don't have enough energy, you don't have enough money, well, guess what? That's all you're going to see. Your vision is going to be clouded. You're not going to see the opportunities, and people are going to stop asking you to be a part of the opportunities. Think about it. And I'm not saying that you say yes to every single thing that comes your way, but I am saying that instead of dismissing something so quickly, you tune in to whether it's the right fit for you. And you allow that desire to guide you, because that's where the good stuff is. Your ego is going to tell you all the reasons why you can't, but you need to attach to all the reasons why you can. And when you do that, your life will transform. And it doesn't need to make sense on paper. I remember one of my clients, she was somebody who participated in one of our VIP days, one of our private ones. And at the time we were charging $15,000 for them. And she didn't know much about working with James and myself. She'd been following us on social media, but that was pretty much the extent of her knowledge. She didn't know what a VIP day was. We were hosting it in LA, and she lived in New York, and she didn't know, why anyone in the world would pay $15,000 and also buy a plane ticket to go and spend the day with James and myself. But she trusted her intuition, and she made it happen. And this is what she shares publicly. This is not a secret. She literally flew there, realized she actually wanted more support, invested in working with us long term, which at the time was another $85,000. And she made all of that money back within the first 3 months of our work together. Now, this is somebody who trusted her gut. She cleared her schedule. She bought a plane ticket. She traveled 3,000 miles, 6,000 there and back if we're including both trips. She transformed, even though she was feeling vulnerable and nervous, just like all of us are. She gave it her all, and she trusted her instincts. And she has an incredible business. The results speak for themselves. She is a different person. And the same is possible for you. You have to understand what you're doing right now to put roadblocks in the way of your dreams. So again, start with the language, be the observer, get clear on where you're holding yourself back. Where are you not even allowing yourself to entertain the desire or hold the vision? Practice holding it even for just a few minutes. If your natural inclination is to dismiss it away, or to delete the email, or to move past the post, but you can feel your intuition saying this is for you, allow yourself to hold the vision even for a few minutes. And I guarantee what happens next if you follow that, if you open up yourself to the possibility, to the opportunity, is that a solution and the answer you're craving will follow right behind, and you'll find the money. You will carve out the time. You will move past your fear of transformation. And what's on the other side is everything you've been searching for. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the I Heart My Life show. Now do us a favor and tell people about this episode. It's truly our duty to make sure that the I Heart My Life movement is spread far and wide. The truth is, life can be challenging, but it is possible for all women to love themselves and their lives. And while you're at it, send a link to this episode to 3 of your friends today, or maybe even post it on social media. Use the hashtag #IHeartMyLifeShow. That's hashtag #IHeartMyLifeShow. And if you'd like to help me personally, then please rate and review this podcast on Apple Podcasts. Give us some stars, cheer us on, and leave a review, because believe it or not, that stuff actually really does help. And I read all of them. Please remember, everything you desire is meant for you and possible. Keep showing up, taking action, and believing in your dreams.